welcome back to Dawntrail. So, the new story is out, 7.3, and I haven't watched anything about it. Like usual, I avoid the trailers until after I've done it, so I have no idea what we're doing, but I know that this is, it's a 0.3, so it's supposed to be like the end of the arc, the post-arc in this case. I assume. I don't know. We're going to find out. But hopefully it is. And hopefully we get a little hint of what we're going to be going into for the next expansion. I've also done some editing or audio adjustments since the last set of videos, so it's been 6 months or 3 months or whatever. So apologies if you came from the last video and it sounds entirely different, if I'm really loud. I'm trying something different. These are the same dialogue? Yeah. Okay, it's the same dialogue. Targeted tragedy. If you have a moment, Rin, Geode wants to take stock of the current crisis. Oblivion may be lacking the finer details in certain areas, so we'd like you to lend your perspective to the conversation. Sure. Sorry to drag you into our meeting, but we need to get a better handle on the threats that Alexandria is facing right now. Not at all. Much has happened since the state funeral, and a clearer idea of where things stand would be beneficial for us as well. First things first, then. Let's discuss the state of the machine malfunctions. Every single sector reported instances of sentries attacking citizens without provocation, and vehicles suddenly becoming unresponsive to controls. And while these malfunctions were resolved fairly quickly, they nevertheless resulted in a considerable number of injuries and deaths. But you haven't heard anything about new incidents since then, right? Right, no additional reports have been logged as far as I know. That's the good news. The bad news is I tried to take control of the soldiers when they started hurting people, but they wouldn't listen to me, even though I had the king's authority. Once things calmed down, I was finally able to make them give up their weapons, but if it happens again, I don't know if they'll ignore me like before. Down a little. The King of Rizal's authority is about the highest there is. Who is this man that can override it with such impunity? Calyx, he lived in the age of the storm surge as I did. Lest you forget, he was known for his advancements in electrope technology, and it was he who established preservation for the purpose of furthering his research. The wasting disease which afflicted him, however, was said to leave him scant years left to live. He must have chosen to undergo conversion into an endless, that he might continue his efforts into the present day. Preservation's early goals seemed noble enough, exploring treatments for leaven sickness, designing Everkeep's core system, that sort of thing. Why harm people when he was ostensibly trying to help? I do not pretend to fully understand Calyx's motivations, only that he appeared incensed by what he saw as mankind's failings. He asserted that the strategy of adopting our species through generational succession was outdated, that evolution now requires us to forsake bodies of flesh in favor of eternal preservation. We've already seen how he's employed the simulant to convince Alexandrians that endless conversion is their only hope for survival. Eternal life is assured for the 5,000 who register their neo-regulators. But this is merely one part of Calyx's greater plan. He wants the key to interdimensional fusion. With that relic in his possession, he will draw ether from the reflections and expand his efforts to create endless 1,000-fold. Okay. If we mean to foil Calyx's schemes, then our only option is to determine where he's hiding and put him down. Which, unfortunately, is easier said than done. I've been scouring the terminal we found in the depths of Everkeep, but I've failed to uncover even the slightest trace of his activities. Give me a little more time, though, and I'm sure I can sniff him out. I'll help you. While Galulja and Shale were working on that, I think I'm gonna take a look around town. Want to make sure no new problems have cropped up, as well as search for any information that might lead us to Calyx. Or Calyx. You're welcome to come along. Another malfunction could happen at any time, and I'd be glad to have some brawlers at my back. I'm a brawler. I'm a caster right now, but count me in. Raha and the others are helping Oblivion patrol the other levels of the keep, so shall we stick to the streets of Solution 9? Sounds like a plan. Thanks, you two. I appreciate the company. I have to speak with the city's administrators about bringing in the Lance Guard. I want our soldiers around to protect those who are moving to Tuliolal. Alphino and Alice will be joining me for the meeting, so the three of us can cover that sector as soon as we're done. If I may, I'd like to join Ren's group, if you'll have me. The more mouths to ask questions, the merrier, as long as you're aware of the dangers. Thank you. I'll do my best not to be a burden. I'm more worried about you, Geo. Don't do anything stupid. You'll change your tune once we get back with the goods on Calyx. The drinks are on you. Then. Come on, let's continue this outside. Yes, sir. But first, good luck with your patrol and take your time. We can do without Geode until you're done with that old sod. Sorry, and just when I think I've internalized better manners, talking with Geode brings back all the old bad habits. I wish I could grow up faster, and there'll be so much more I can do when I'm bigger like you. That's true. The Mamulja can do a lot. But little guy, barely, he's waddling around, I don't know about. Sir, I'm so disappointed in you. You were not involved in the relic. He's got no dialogue, barely any dialogue updates. This man, wasted potential. He could have been part of the relic. Bean. I will do my utmost to ensure the happiness of Alexandria and its people. That's what the other Fiend said. And then... No, she's gonna be fine. She's gonna be a party member in the future. For sure. The city looks as though it's regained a sense of normalcy. Alas, the people will not soon forget recent events. Sorry, I was off on my own little world. Shall we get started? Are you all right? Nee, I'm well enough, given the circumstances. It was the Queen's fondest wish that her subjects remain shielded from the horrors of death, and so they were for the longest time. And the moment mortality once again becomes an unavoidable fact of life, they greeted it with an outbreak of bloody violence. Many are bound to give the endless alternative serious consideration. Indeed, and I don't blame them for that. It's only natural that such thoughts should come to mind. And what I cannot forgive is the way Calyx wields fear and misery to manipulate people into making that choice. No one, not Calyx nor anyone else, should dictate how we cope with the specter of death. As one who lived as an Alexandrian, I wish to put the choice for this country's future back into the hands of its citizens. And you think we can handle that responsibility after everything you've seen of us? It is what I've seen that has convinced me you can. I awoke 4 centuries later to find our people living and laughing beneath Alexandria's banner. Though surprised and bewildered, I was overjoyed to see it so. You all deserve to be happy. Well then. We best not let you down. Now, I suggest we move as a group. We don't know if or when a battle might find us. Oh, I believe someone came prepared for just such an eventuality. Is that the grimoire you retrieved from the old castle? Yes, my parents gifted it to me when I was a child. They were adamant that I should learn to protect the things important to me. I was fortunate enough to have a tutor in the arcane arts, so I lay claim to some small measure of skill. Yeah? You have a Ramu Eggy? If that is the case, and it might be better if we split it up into 2 groups after all, it would certainly be more efficient for information gathering. I guess that makes sense. 2 of you can take the west side of the recreation zone then. Rin and I'll take the east. Very well. We shall end our patrol in the plaza just past True View and await you there. Who would have guessed she would pick up the grimoire and become a summoner? It just makes too much sense. Let's do the rounds then. We'll see what's what and chat to the people we meet along the way. Pay special attention to anyone who looks overwhelmed or overly excited. Hopefully that'll earn us a tidbit or 2 we didn't know before. Is this different? As long as you remain, NPCs will... Yeah. Possible to ride mounts. What? Why? Why are you bringing this up again? This was introduced at the beginning of the last expansion. Weird. Well, thank you. Does that tutorial just reset every time, at every patch? I'm confused. Alright, sir. Hawk. I'm guessing you would have preferred to go as Fiend and Kryl, but I'm afraid you're stuck with me. I grow on people, though, I promise. What? I like you. Ah, the memories. I used to drink around here all the time. I made sure not to overdo it when I had work the next day, but once we were past the busy season, or when the ladies weren't amenable to my company, well, you'd have to scrape me off the street outside in the morning or afternoon. The worst I ever got was on what should have been the worst day of my life. If only I could remember it. I was still wearing a regulator back then. I was going to say black regulator. Isn't that the Neo ones? I think they're black. I don't know, it's been 3 months. It was also the day I first met Shale, although I guarantee she'd forgotten it completely. Okay. Are the sentries and airwheelers safe to be around now? I just don't know what's going to happen again. I just know it's going to happen again, and maybe next time I'll be the one who dies in a horrible accident. I need a neo-regulator. Becoming endless is the only way. Even Queen Sphene said so. Yep, that's where she got ya. You want to hear my story? Well, I appreciate you offering a sympathetic ear. There's not much to tell. If you must know, a good friend of mine died when those machines went crazy. His airwheeler dropped right out of the sky, and he didn't survive the crash. Damn fool wasn't wearing a regulator. I know that's not so strange these days, but he'd never bothered with one. He was at peace with the idea of dying someday, and I thought I understood what that meant, until it happened. Got you over here. Lighthearted. When has me in such a fine mood, you ask? Well, I've just registered my new regulator. I was leery of becoming nothing but a memories at first, but now that I've gone through the registration, I've never felt more at ease. Also, once it was done, the regulator displayed the current numbers. Of the 5,000 slots available, over 3,800 have already been filled. So, if you're still hesitant, you've not much time to make up your mind. Mark my words, friend, when there's only a few slots left, it's going to get very ugly. Rin, a word. I feel like there was a new factor in these stories we heard. One we hadn't considered during our discussion with everyone in the back room. Fights that are gonna break out. A victim of violence wasn't wearing one. Yeah, that there are gonna be fights. The fact that nearly 4,000 people have registered is worthy of its own report. But are you sure there wasn't anything else? Oh. Well, this is obvious, though. The people are deathly afraid? That's a point of concern, don't get me wrong, but I think we are acutely aware of it already. That a victim of violence wasn't wearing one? Yeah, that's it. The vast majority of residents have always worn regulators, so it's not a detail we'd normally think about. With the supply of souls cut off, though, more and more people are going without them. We need to look into the casualties from the recent attacks and check whether or not they were equipped with regulators. Let's ask around on the street over to the east. It was pretty chaotic at the time, but maybe we'll find eyewitnesses who can help confirm if this is a pattern or not. Yeah, I mean, I just kind of already assumed that was a thing. They weren't wearing regulators because they're like, oh, if you had a regulator, you'd be alive. So, to me, it didn't... That seemed like something I thought you guys considered? Hey, what are you going to talk about here? It was once my job to deliver goods by hover cargo, and that's why I know a fair number of names and faces throughout the city. The little ones who'd jump for joy when I brought them packages, and the old lady who'd always greet me with a smile. I'd hate for anything bad to happen to them. Yana! Nope, that's later. 3 more months, and I can finish that story. Hello, how are you today? Please let me know if I may be of service. Citywide casualty data unavailable. Government officials are currently processing reports from all affected zones. Can you narrow it down to the recreation zone then? You must have some estimates on hand. Recalibrating parameters. Injured 87 individuals. Casualties 19 individuals. Casualties equipped with regulators 0. Yeah, only people without regulators were targeted. You wish to know if the people who died in the machine rampage were wearing regulators. I'm sorry, but I was assigned to cleaning away debris. I didn't see any of the deceased. No bodies were present by the time I arrived, so I assume the ushers had already done their work. I do remember there being patches of white dust scattered about that were quite the chore to clean up, but nothing else worthy of mention. Oh yeah, they were disintegrating here. Why was that happening? Man, I think it's time we rejoined Kryle and Sveen. I was half joking with my boast to Shale, but we may have stumbled upon something major here. We should share our findings and keep pursuing this avenue of inquiry. Didn't Kryle say to meet in the plaza just outside Trueview? Let's get going. Sure? We've finished our patrols as well. Did it not seem that more people wanted neo-regulators than before? So essentially you're saying that people who were killed by malfunctioning machines weren't wearing regulators? Well, the numbers are still tentative and only apply to that one zone. We don't know how they'll stack up against the overall data, but this is definitely more than a coincidence. I think it's safe to say that anyone who had their regulator removed was a priority target. Now that you mention it, the person I was treating for injuries wasn't wearing one either. But why? Why are they being targeted over everyone else? Based solely on the lack of a neo-regulator, we cannot judge if a person has no desire to become endless, or if they simply failed to acquire one of the limited devices. But those who wear no regulator at all, they have clearly rejected the old system of using souls to revive themselves. And put another way, they have chosen to live their lives in the knowledge that death is an inevitability. The chances that such resolute people would wish to become endless are far lower, I would imagine. And so Calyx has chosen those least likely to accept his vision as victims to stoke fear and panic. I thought this was already common knowledge. There was no need to kill anyone. With the way things were, the people were already fearful enough. He could have found 5,000 willing citizens without all this madness. You make a good point. Perhaps this sowing of terror is in service to another scheme, or he had some other need for the lives he's taken. Well, they turned to dust, but I don't know what he'd need with that. How is he making them endless, though? Could something have been done to the victims? I'm just gonna go with the dust. What of the dust? Right, the sanitation worker's story. She saw no bodies, but mentioned piles of white dust. Dust, but no bodies. Now where have I heard that before? Do you recall when we went to save Aaronville from the sentries in the outskirts? That Usher Malachite told us much the same. Didn't we witness this? Or maybe we witnessed it in a flashback. When I arrived, I found no body, only a pile of dust, which the wind quickly scattered. Confused, I questioned the residents, but none knew what had become of it. I'm starting to think I didn't actually witness this. I don't know, I should have rewatched that episode. And both stories speak of missing remains is suspicious enough, but the shared mention of this dust is too much to ignore. In that case, we should confirm if this substance was present at other sites and attempt to ascertain its nature. Following this thread may lead us not only to an explanation for the missing bodies, but also the intent behind Calyx's murderous actions. My foot is asleep. Ow. Uh-oh. Rin, we need your help. I've lost control over the soldiers in the residential area. They might be trying to hurt people again. Oblivion members are on their way now, but are you close enough to join them? Damn it, our new investigation will have to wait. Let's go. We're not already at a dungeon, right? That'd be way too early. Ooh, voiced. Okay. God.
Stay back! Stay away from me!
Leave him alone!
Are you all right?
What happened here?
A sentry walked into my apartment, even though I'd locked the door and everything. I managed to run, but the man who tried to save me...
No weapons, which is to be expected, considering all the sentries were meant to be disarmed. Yet it was ordered to attack all the same, even if that meant using its bare hands.
I'll leave matters here to you. I'm going to do a sweep of the surrounding area.
Do you know anyone else in this sector who no longer wears a regulator?
Oh, I don't think I've seen Isadora and her boy with theirs recently.
Uh-oh.
Go to them, quickly!
That's the boy that we cured, right?
I'll be fine. But Isadora's in bad shape. Mother! Mother, please!
Isadora! Oh, thank goodness. She wasn't struck anywhere vital.
It's fine.
I'm sorry. If only I'd gotten here sooner.
Everything will be all right. I promise to make your mother better.
Thank you, miss.
I think you'd be able to... I think everyone in this game might have prosopagnosia. They look at Sphene and they're like, who are you?
Will she sleep like that forever?
No, not forever. She'll wake soon, I'm sure of it.
That's good to hear. Thank you for saving her.
Oh, damn. Promise of tomorrow. I actually really love that logo. It's just all gold. I think I like Seekers of Eternity a little better, like the design-wise. I love the font in Crossroads. What the... Oh, no. Is this Permanent Solution 9 music right now? Oh, boy. Give me a minute really quickly. Okay, I think that might work out. The voices were at 90 for some reason. Probably because, I don't know, like Endsinger or something I went and did because when they're super, super loud. But hopefully it's a little more balanced. I'm messing with a lot of stuff right now. She should recover in due course. I'm glad we arrived when we did. When I was sick and couldn't move, my mother was always at my side, always keeping me company, and I'm gonna do the same for her. No one else. Forgive me, I was reckless. You shouldn't have had to waste time tending to my wounds as well. Did you see to our other comrade back there? He stayed behind in the lobby, but I heard the sounds of fighting. I'm sorry. He must have fallen protecting the residents. Tacos? You know what? I don't want money. I'll take tacos. I know they have tenacity, but it's the thought that counts. Endless choice. Our comrade, you think he may have been struck down? If he is wounded or worse, I should go to him. Wait, please, it isn't safe and you still need rest. Would you stay with Milos and watch over Isadora for me? We will tend to your friend. Thank you. Please be careful yourself. This is like pre-dungeon music. I have no idea what or where the dungeon is. And there's also an extreme trial, you know, as per usual. I have no idea what that's gonna be either. It's probably Calyx, let's be honest. That man, this is awful. It's gone. Why? Why is this happening? Isadora is going to be all right then. I'm so glad. I just finished my ministrations here. Our Oblivion comrade was beyond saving, I'm afraid. And that brave soul, he gave his life to save another. He died protecting me. I don't understand why any of this is happening. That sentry was behaving normally like any other. Then all of a sudden, it tried to kill me. Weapons or no, Calyx commanded them to commit murder. Is it over? It became as soon as Wayakwe and sent word. I'm sorry, by the time we arrived, it was already too late. Then Geode could be in trouble too. Once we have this radius locked down, we need to find him. But why? Has something happened? Possibly, but we're not sure what, but he stopped responding to our communications. We need to prioritize securing our residential sector, though, at least until we regain control over the sentries. Then we should search for Geode. I agree, since most Oblivion members have sworn off regulators, if our theory holds true, then they could be prime targets for the next attack. And please do what you can to shepherd the residents to safety, but avoid the sentries at all costs. Oh boy. Our thanks. Here, take these communicators. This is a new song. I believe. We made modifications to them to prevent Calyx from intercepting the signal, and have been using them to coordinate movements with allies in the vicinity. Well, Wayakwe has one too, so I'll ask her to keep hailing Geode. Good luck and stay safe. Geode said he would sweep the surrounding area, and so he shouldn't have ventured too far. Let's get going. That was an interesting song. I kind of wish I heard more of it. Pray thank your Milala friend for me. I would still be a helpless mess if not for her encouragement. I hope you find Geode soon. I know he's probably saving people with one hand and fighting off threats with another, but I can't help but worry. Leave matters here to us. We'll see to our fallen comrade and make sure no one else comes to harm. Look at the scratches on that shield. That's a unique shield. Interesting. I mean, it looks normal out here, technically. And please, Geode, be safe. See no sign of him. Search east. You couldn't just immediately get me attached to Geode and then kill him, right? That wouldn't be cool. Because he's been silent the whole expansion, and then suddenly we had a little outing with him. And let's search the apartments first. No sign. Wayakwe's voice crackles forth from the communicator. Geode, answer me. No response. Perhaps you should continue your search further east. I got this. Need a better method for that. No sign. Neighboring residential radius would be the next logical place to look. There he is.
This is the only place left. Let them be safe.
Geode, are you there? Answer me, please!
I'm here. Sorry for the long silence. I've been busy.
Oh, you're alive! Thank the gods! Where are you now?
The radius next door. The lobby is secure. I'll scout the second floor. Then I'll join it.
Oh.
That dust.
Dust? What are you talking about? What's happening?
They're not just collecting souls. They're draining the bodies of corporeal ether. The dust that we saw was all that was left of the victims. They must have modified the soul cells.
Huh. Oh no.
Shit.
We're right here. Come on, we can save him, right?
Damn you! You can't be here! You need to run, now!
Oh, you...
A trap!
Oh, that is rude. Jump? I would immediately jump. You don't have a weapon, man.
Take care of the others, eh?
Maybe he got away. You did cut away here, but...
No sign of him so far. This way, maybe? Geode!
Ooh. It's not fair. It's not fair. You just gave me a quest with this guy.
A shame. I had hoped to leave here with at least one more cell's worth of ether. But seeing how eager you are to interfere, I shall cut this foray short.
Alex. What could you possibly stand to gain from these atrocities?
Ether sufficient to generate 5,000 endless. How would you acquire it?
How would I?
Until I have the key, the reflections are closed to me. Thus do I make do with the sources at hand. 7% of Alexandria's current population will yield the energy to convert 5,000 into endless. With 11%, operations could continue unabated for 800 years. Our bodies are fated to decay sooner or later. These ones refuse the gift of eternal life, so what difference does it make if I return them to ether now?
Oh boy. Classic.
I will not waste time and resources on meaningless conflict. This unit cannot offer you worthwhile resistance. Instead, I pose a question. Would you hand over the key if I promise to halt my harvest?
That's right there, exactly. That's just trading this reflection for another one's, and it's victims for victims. Yeah, I mean, both of these. Yeah, straightforward. I'll halt it. Kick your ass.
It was foolish of me to even ask. I return to my work then. There is much to do if I must take the key by force.
I love his just plain monotone attitude. He's got a very straightforward goal, too. Also his theme. His theme is great. Still upset that you had to just randomly get rid of Geo. I mean, you didn't just randomly, but I do feel like I should have been able to hang out with him a little more. The fact that they brought him up right there, like as soon as it cut away to him leaving, it's like, okay, goodbye, sir. The flags were everywhere. Damn. I can't. There are no words. And this pile of dust, these ashes, and the soul cell he left behind, was that his twisted way of returning Geo to us? That's even worse. He didn't even take it with. He's just like, all right, I killed him. Take him back. Damn you, Calyx. Damn you and your careless cruelty. He was our friend. Even so, some might say every death was justified if it meant 5,000 Endless could continue their immortal lives. And if a reflection stolen ether allowed for many more Endless, why that too would be a noble sacrifice for the greater good. Who could think that? Not I. Certainly not I. We know only too well there is naught noble in this sacrifice. We have to stop him. We have to find Calyx and put an end to this madness as soon as possible. And under no circumstances can we let that key fall into his possession, Rin. It falls to us. We will thwart his plans here in Alexandria before he can terrorize innocents and reflections elsewhere. That's the plan. We can find him. I mean, he's sitting on top of Queen Sphne's, statue, whatever that thing is, the giant statue in living memory, so I would assume that's where he's hanging out, but he seems to also be in some sort of lab in other scenes. I will hold on to Geode's gun. If you could take the soul cell, please. My memories and yours. We should return to the back room. Shale and the others need to know what happened. Yes, I'll ask Wayakwe to meet us there as well. Can make me walk back? No. No, you're not. Wasn't her name Nostalgia before? She has two names, right?
Our dear Geode. The soldiers. If only I'd been able to control them.
This isn't your fault, Gololja. The blame lies with Calyx, and with him alone. It's all so senseless.
Your nostalgia.
Why force his plans upon us when we're already happy? Living our lives. What does he even think life is? I'll never forgive Calyx for doing this. Or myself for being powerless to stop him. Where are you going? To clear my head. Don't worry, I won't do anything stupid.
Were they together?
Stay here and get some rest. I'll make sure nostalgia stays out of trouble.
Thank you.
Things would have been far worse if you and Geode hadn't rushed in there. Many people are still alive because of you. And after adding what you discovered to the leads we've dug up, I'm hopeful we can determine where Calyx is hiding. But not right now. We need time before we can move on. Just a little time.
Oh, Geode.
I love the lip quiver that might be new tech. I don't think I've seen them really do that before, but that was pretty damn good. What about the other guy that died, though? I guess Geode was like closer friends with everyone, but that other guy that died, no one seemed to bring him up, which is interesting. I guess it might have been a newer member or something. I'm told that the members tasked with keeping residents safe returned with the body of their commander, or comrade. Okay, that's the other guy. They all risked so much. He didn't get turned. Oh no, he couldn't turn to dust. We killed the sentry, right. We made a swift patrol of the other levels and confirmed that Calyx had carried out a number of targeted attacks, all to harvest more ether, it seems. I got back control of the sentries probably around the same time Calyx left. I'm sorry I couldn't stop him. I've spoken with Wuklamot. They've cut their meetings short to deal with the aftermath of this latest violence. I assume you know better by now, but I hope you're not planning to try anything alone. We're all here with you. Yeah, I don't want to get shamed by Ishtola. They brought back Geode's gun. Its rounds were spent, and its barrel where it was scorched, so you can be sure he went down fighting. He did. He threw that gun at him like a champ. Another comrade gone. Some days it's almost more that I can bear. Geode was an older brother to Nostalgia and me. Dale knew him longer, though, and is surely taking it the hardest. And that's on top of what happened with Kafkiba. Do you think you could check on her and see how she's doing? She's like to put on a brave face, if it's me or my sister. Apologies, my mind was elsewhere. We need to press on with the hunt for Calyx, but I can't seem to focus. I should be better than this, I know. Is there anything I can do? You can't help yourself, can you? And still, I appreciate the concern. Kafkiba used to say the best thing to do with grief was to let it all out. So I think I'll take myself over to the earthen sky and say my goodbyes to Geode. Why don't you come along? I could use someone to blubber to if you have a shoulder to spare. Right then, let's get out of Everkeep for a bit. Okay. An earthen... Yeah, we're heading over there. It's a fair trek on foot, so I've arranged a couple of air wheelers. They've had their communications models removed, so even Calyx shouldn't be able to seize control of them. Say the word and we'll set off. Oh. Okay, well, let me get a drink. Alright. Ready. We'll be flying close to the pylon, so follow my lead. Absolutely. And these air wheelers are Gnault's babies. You won't find a smoother ride in all of Everkeep. Pretty sure I have this mount. Don't you get... For years now, I've been taking one out for a turn whenever I need it to lift up. Live it up. These are fast. Sometimes Geo would come along too and we'd end up racing. Does that surprise you? Our friendship always had a competitive edge. We would often talk about how one day we might fly our wheelers outside the dome. It's been a while. I still love this place. I feel like taking a break from the expansion over and over has really helped make it like every time I come back, I'm like, wow, this place looks great. Almost there. Be sure the ground is clear before you touch down. Phew, and that's helped clear my head a touch. You know, Rin, you might be the first person I've ridden with who wasn't an Oblivion recruit. As far as I remember at least, the memories from my regulator days aren't exactly reliable. Come on, let's head inside. Hopefully the way will be clear of pests today. A bunch of bats in there. Clear the way of monstrous intruders. Oh no, do I have to actually press buttons? I don't want to. Then people will know that I'm bad at Red Mage. Just our luck. People already know. It's quite obvious. All these things are dead. Oh, you lived. That's it. Thanks. We can usually avoid such encounters, but sometimes they wander in and block the only path. Not that it slowed you down at all. I've never seen you fight up close before, and the surveillance feed clearly didn't do it justice. Hopefully that keeps our route clear for a while, shall we? See? That's proof I'm good. I'm good at this game. Shale approves. No.
Whenever we lost a comrade, the three of us would come back here to reminisce. Me, Geode, and Kafkiwa. Will you raise a glass?
By will and spirit? Hell no. To Geode's memory. Water.
Oh.
Oh. Well.
What are the two of you doing here?
I had a feeling you'd show up. Would you like to join us?
I suppose I could spare a moment. They tell us Oblivion's founders disappeared some decades ago under mysterious circumstances, and it was Kafkiwa who revived our organization. You and Geode helped her with that, didn't you? Tell us more about it. You're keen to know too, right? What they were like back then, the mad things they got up to, that sort of thing.
Sure. Kind of.
Those were the days. It was actually right before the Reformation that I met Geode. I still wore a regulator then. I had recently lost someone close to me. And also quit a long stint as an adapter to work at a bar of all places. It paid me to sit with patrons and keep them company. So Geode came in one night. It wasn't long before we got into an argument. First-time customer, but tempers flared. And then one of us threw a punch.
You got into a fist fight? What were you even arguing about?
Damned if I know. We were deep in our cups. I think we were both just frustrated and angry at everything. By the end of it, we were both sprawled out in the street. Pair of drunken fools. Then this odd machine stopped to lecture us, scolding us for obstructing the foot traffic and not taking better care of ourselves.
That's the referee.
I can't imagine you ever being in such a sorry state. The odd machine, that was Kafkiwa, I take it.
That it was. Once she was done upbraiding us for our unseemly behavior, she launched into a recruitment pitch. Kafkiwa explained that she wanted to protect the outside world from Zoralja's invasion, to keep him from bringing ruin to the place her beloved son lived. And if we were so intent on self-destruction, then perhaps we might consider risking our hides for a just cause. It was a lot to take in. I hadn't given much thought to what lay beyond the barrier, and learning that Kafkiwa herself was already dead was enough to make my head spin. But Geode and I were intrigued by her ideas, and wanted to see this future of hers come to pass.
Geode often spoke of it. He told me that meeting Kafkiwa was what first taught him the value of remembering people.
Like he was sharing a holy revelation.
Oh, but back then you hadn't yet taken on Oblivion's name, had you?
Is that so? I just assumed.
It hadn't been Kafkiwa's intention to carry on Oblivion's legacy, nor adopt the cause your parents championed. Not initially, at least. She wasn't even aware such an organized resistance existed. She did, however, suspect the presence of other dissidents, those who objected to resurrecting the memories of the dead in defiance of the natural order. In the hopes of identifying like-minded comrades, we began searching the core system for traces of unauthorized access. And that's how we found it. An anomalous sector in the back of the Neon Stein. According to Melancholy, the door to that mystery had remained firmly shut since she took over the business.
The back room.
The back room. We forced our way in, only to discover that the hideout had long been abandoned. Although the occupants were gone, the equipment they'd left behind contained records of a group calling itself Oblivion. After reading through their exploits and their vision for the future, we made the decision to carry on their work.
Thus were my parents' and Kafkiwa's hopes bound together.
And carried onward by Shale and Geode.
We could never have made it this far on our own, of course. Not without the strength of arms you and your friends provided. Losing comrades is a hard thing, but being here, thinking back on the moments we shared, I can see their smiles, hear their laughter. I feel their presence, and I know they're still with us. But these memories of mine are for me alone. Reminders of why I chose to do this, and why I'll stay the course. Right. Time we got back to work. Thank you, everyone.
No, it's me who should be thanking you. Though the pain is still deep, I don't feel like I'm drowning in it anymore. Let's get out there and put a stop to Calyx. For you, for me, and for everyone who's ever believed in Oblivion.
Where to look. I like that we actually got the backstory of Oblivion there, and it actually is fairly interesting. Knowing that Shale was a hostess, I would have never pictured that. Interesting. I appreciate you helping me through this, and not only the grief, you've helped me see that my comrades mean even more to me than I realized, which only fuels my determination. I'll be spending every waking moment working to bring Calyx down to account for his crimes. I'll do my part, and then you do yours. Oblivion needs you. Click down. Okay. Darkness in the heart. It's time I went back to locating Calyx's lair. I have a new strategy in mind, but it remains to be seen if it will aid in narrowing down the possibilities. I'll ask Kryl for help. I want to re-examine the data, starting with that of her parents. After all, they were the first to break away from preservation and establish an organized resistance with Oblivion. There must be something in there that can help point us in the right direction. What are your plans? Old? Rin, is that you? Apologies for calling suddenly. I've been making the rounds in the outskirts, and I can't help but feel as though something is amiss. Might I ask you to join me? Your perspective would be most appreciated. It can wait until you've finished attending to Shale, of course. It seems your plans have been decided for you. Go on. I've others to speak with before I return to the back room. Okay. As long as the memories remain, this wound in my heart will never fully heal, but it might be better that way. And to feel something, even pain, is to remember that they lived, and to know that I'm still alive. What the... Why is this music playing here? Oh. Rin, thank you for coming. As I mentioned, I would benefit from your worldly experience. Perhaps it is my imagination, but the townspeople appear to be acting oddly, that is, even considering the current state of affairs. As I am yet unfamiliar with the outskirts, I thought you might be better equipped to judge if their behavior is unusual or not. Would you speak with them and see what you think? Though I hope to be proven wrong, I fear something is not right here. Yeah, the music isn't right. It's nothing so obvious as loud wailing or acts of violence, but, well, it would be best if you saw for yourself. Okay. Oh, they have neo-regulators, of course. You're not wearing a regulator. Don't you know the end is coming? Well, it's your life to lose. Me, I got one of those neo-regulators and registered a while ago. As soon as I did, a display appeared showing the number of registered users. Right now it's sitting at 4,168. The upper limit was 5,000, wasn't it? Seems the total shot up right after those machine malfunctions. It's only a matter of time before everyone's registered. I pity those who weren't chosen, but I'm gonna be endless. I'm gonna evolve and live happily ever after. Yeah, I kind of expected that. Oh, please, tell me about more neo-regulators. Officially, they've all been handed out already, but I've heard rumors there were a few left over. Surely the government still has some, or perhaps Queen Sveen. I may not look it, but I was a hunter once, and back then I hardly gave death a second thought. But now that I know the truth, it's all I can think about. There has to be a way to hold on. There has to. Yep. I remember you. Greetings. I remember you when you visited with Queen Sveen. Come to check on our well-being, have you? Well, I can say that things are rather stressful out here as well. Is a black neo-regulator on? Without knowing if or when our machinery might turn murderous, the specter of death is ever present. People are terrified, and the clamor for neo-regulators has reached a fever pitch. I personally was fortunate enough to have claimed a new device early on, and have long since completed the registration. Death has no hold over me now. Now, I must begin my prayers. The darkness draws closer, grows deeper, and we must cast it out. What does that mean? Everyone with the regulator and... What do you mean by darkness grows? We'll find out. So, what do you think? Was I right to worry? Fear is palpable. Yes, and that is exactly it. The people are overwhelmed by uncertainty and fear, and with each new registration, that fear inside them grows more insistent. How long until it drives them into full-blown panic? Rin, can you come to resolution? We have a problem. I'm already here with Lamati and Alphino. Sounds like she wants us there in a hurry. We should go. Whoa. To my camera. My mouse sensitivity went up like tenfold.
What's happened? Sorry to drag you out here, but I thought it best you see for yourself.
Death
is your constant companion. Though you toil with diligence, death may come ere your reward is bestowed. Though your grand works be poised for completion, death may come ere you wake the following morn. Though you enjoy a life of peace and good fortune, death needs but one instant to claim you. Your bodies are weak. Your heart, your brain, every fragile organ rolls the dice from moment to moment. Sheer chance deciding if they function or fail. Be you stoic or generous or righteous, no virtues tip the scales in that fatal reckoning. The choice is made without reason. The end is cloaked in terror. That is what it means to die.
I mean, that's just reality.
The announcement began after we finished our meeting with Gossen. As for its source, well...
Alex.
There is no shame in being afraid. It is that very fear which will drive you to conquer death. Let us set a new course for mankind. Let us preserve our existence unto perpetuity. Hope for it, wish for it, pray for it. We will become endless. With evolution's brilliance, will we banish the ever-present darkness of mortality.
As a normal regulator.
Change isn't easy. No one ever wants to take the first step. But this is the right path for us. What other way could there be? I'm gonna do it. I'm going to register.
You already are.
Wuklemat! You couldn't have come at a better time. Please, you have to let us move to Tuliyalal.
It's too dangerous to stay here. Who knows when the next century will turn on us? Even if we wanted to become endless, there are no more neo-regulators to be had. Fleeing is our only option.
If the solution was as simple as leaving, then we'd all have left already. Did you not hear the announcement? For the living, death is a foregone conclusion.
There is.
No matter where we go, or who we shelter with, we won't get another chance like this to overcome our fate.
Easy for you to say when you have that regulator.
The Landscar are on their way as we speak, and arrangements have been made to see that you all will be safely evacuated. Tulishola will aid you in whatever way we can. So please, remain calm.
I want to help Alexandria. I want to save its people. But what can I do?
I mean...
I am not their queen.
You could pretend, though. They've already seen Sphene come back to life like 3 times now. You could pretend, just to get them not on board with this. Man, that whole death inevitability, it's just too normal. I mean, obviously, in this world, they're It's different. It's different because they've never even had to think about death until recently. But just hearing that from me, I'm like, she's just stating a normal, yeah, death is inevitable. It could happen at any time. Like, it just didn't, it took me a minute to get into their headspace, you know? First, those deadly malfunctions, and now a citywide announcement. He has spent considerable effort recruiting his 5,000 Endless, perhaps more than necessary even. We had the hopefuls who descended on Lamati disperse for now. We could see tempers in the crowd were starting to fray. This latest wave of attacks may not have been as widespread, but people are reaching their breaking point. We have to stop Calyx, and soon. Also, that guy who interfered, and he's like, if leaving was so easy, then we would have all done it, you know? He had a regulator and they don't, and that they're all sold out. Why would you stir the pot even more on that? They can't do anything, you know? All he was doing is rubbing it in and saying, ha, you're going to die. My apologies, the sign is not responding to any of our attempts to change the display or switch it off. I'm sorry, I couldn't be there in time. Kryle told me everything that happened while we were away. Calyx has access to the core system, which means that if he chose to do so, he could deploy the soldiers beyond the barrier. Even if our people learn to live with death and decide to leave the dome behind, they will not be beyond his reach. Yet if it serves to allay their fears even a little, I beg you, Wuklamat, please let them shelter in Tuliolal. We will welcome any and all who want to come. We've already begun evacuations, and will be able to pick up the pace once the Landsguard arrive. In which case, we had best spread out and keep an eye on the crowds. The mood is tense, and we must prepare for possible violence. If you happen to determine where Calyx is hiding, we'll be ready to move at a moment's notice. Surely we'll find a clue of some kind soon. He can't elude us forever. I mean, what about that? Violence and fear. This is not the future she envisioned for her nation. You've given so much of yourselves to aid those in need. I must endeavor to find my own small way to help. Preservation their purpose. Tuliolal will gladly welcome every last Alexandrian with open arms. But what of the nation the late queen was so desperate to preserve? What of that bright haven of peace and laughter? Wuklamat. I won't stand here and let her legacy be sullied any further. I will protect Alexandria. That was the promise I made her at the last. But she betrayed you, did she not? Why do you feel this obligation? I saw myself in her, I suppose. We both felt the people's joy as our own, yet alone we lacked the strength to protect them. There is so much that I love in this world, too much for me to take in my arms and keep safe. And that made me afraid. I needed someone who shared that love and fear, so together we could do what we couldn't by ourselves. Or maybe it's simpler than that. Maybe I just wish that we could have been friends. So when she turned to me in her final hour, desperate to safeguard Alexandria's future, I swore that I would see it done. In the end, I think you both found the friend you needed. I would be yours as well, Sphene. Whenever you fall or struggle to rise, I'll come running to the rescue, and you do the same for me. And that's how we'll protect the things we love, and that's how we'll protect Alexandria. You're right. You're right. Don't forget about me. How could we? We'd not be where we are now without you. Right, we got a bit sidetracked there. We should probably be on our way. Do we patrol or see if Shale needs a hand? There you all are. Galulja. Ah, splendid. We were afraid we'd miss you. Elsa and the others said you were here. The good news, Ren, we finally found a chink in Calyx's armor. We discovered laboratories on Everkeep's 10th level that once housed a preservation initiative. Containment Complex 1029, it's called, and it's been falsely registered as a distribution center. In reality, it hasn't recorded any traffic in decades. We don't think this is where Calyx is hiding as such, but it may well contain clues that will point us in the right direction. I'm sorry it took so long just to get this far. If you're interested, what do you say we all go and check it out together? Thank you all for your hard work. This is a huge step forward. And up. We need to take the lift to get to the complex. Forward and up. I was like, what the hell? And up? I've cleared this expedition with the relevant authorities and have one of our people waiting to operate said lift. Let's not keep her waiting. Okay. We're going to discover the location. Preservation laboratories. I shudder to think at what we're researching, but this is no time to be squeamish. An institution on preservation scale would have to have had many such facilities in the city, yet I cannot help but wonder if this one is where my parents worked. She'll made me her assistant, and she was teaching me the basics of data management. Oh. Sounds like Galilja played a big part in this breakthrough. I'll be sure to treat him to a fine feast once this is over. I'll share the method we used to find the containment complex once we're inside. It wasn't actually all that different to the story of how we stumbled across the back room. Ready to head up. Next stop, 10th level. Sure. Spotlight terminal looks pretty interesting.
So this is one of Preservation's laboratories.
It's so dark I can barely see.
Just a moment. If I can reroute the power to the circuit.
You got the lights working!
Pretty nice lab.
Smell how stale the air is. This room hasn't been in use for many years.
It was thanks to Kryl and Galulja that we managed to locate this place.
You may remember that my earring contained the control code for the gate to the Golden City. As it was Preservation that constructed the portal, we reasoned that the code to operate it might include a signature of some sort, unique to their organization.
So I took a closer look, and a line-by-line examination yielded a string of symbols identifying the code's author. We then began accessing the nodes for every door in Everkeep, seeking out control codes which contained those same symbols. After a grueling search, we finally discovered our prize behind door number 1860, the entrance to the facility in which we now stand. I'd probably still be at it if Galulja hadn't been around to assist me.
I took breaks, but Shale never stopped working. Not even once.
Sounds like you need one of Ganolt's tonics. Personally, you're a treasure.
I can contribute precious little else, I'm afraid, but I appreciate your kind words. In any case, this next part will require your helping hands.
We need to spread out and search for something that may lead us to Calyx.
We're more than happy to help, of course. But I wonder, won't he realize we've found this place?
It's highly likely, and personally I hope he does.